Let's take a further look at this issue, and joining us to discuss it is an aviation expert and former managing director of Aero Contractors, Captain Ado Sanusi. A pleasure having you with us on the news at 10.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you're really familiar with the state of things, especially regarding the aviation fuel crisis. Now, with the product selling at 500 naira per litre, how sustainable is this?
It's not sustainable, looking at the context, because the airlines are struggling already coming out of the pandemic, and then the price of Jet A1 skyrocketed to almost 700. Now they fixed it at 500. Now both sides, the marketers, the oil marketers, are saying it's not sustainable. They can't sell it at 500. The airlines are saying if we buy at 500, we're going to overprice our tickets, and then probably we will be flying empty, as the current MD said. So there must be a way out of the problem. The marketers are still insistent that they are bringing this Jet A1 at that price they are selling, and for the regulators to say you must sell it at 500, then they will be selling it at a loss. So what will happen is they will say we don't have the Jet A1, and that's what you've been seeing at the airports, because they say, oh, there's no Jet A1, but actually there is, but they don't want to sell it at that 500 naira per litre.
Well, Captain Sanusi, do you foresee airline fares rising further in the midst of this chaotic situation?
Oh yes, it will. It will definitely rise. The problem is fuel is almost 40% of a cost of operation of an airline. So when you increase it, it will definitely have an impact on the we call it per kilometer sit. So it means it will have an impact on you as a passenger buying a ticket. You will see an increase, a significant increase for that matter. We are seeing the airlines are saying that they can increase prices up to 100, up to 120,000 for a flight of 1 hour. It is quite possible, but I believe there will be a realistic approach to this problem, and it's not only in aviation sector, but it's compounded with this fuel scarcity and the increase in the pricing.
Now, the domestic industry has always had its issues, jet fuel cost and foreign exchange, but now the situation appears to be getting worse. What is the long-term economic impact of this?
Well, unfortunately, if this goes unchecked, many airlines will go under, because airlines will overprice themselves. The tickets will be very expensive. Passengers will not buy. They will not have revenue. They will not meet up to their obligations on lease rental payments if they have leases for engines and everything, and they will not be able to pay salaries, and they will not be able to pay their creditors. And unfortunately, that will result to shutting down, loss of jobs and everything. But and that will definitely affect the economy of the entire country. We're just trying to recover from the pandemic, and of course, aviation is a catalyst to economic growth, now to economic recovery. So if that happens, definitely it will have an impact on all our growth, on our economic policy that we have in the country.
But going forward now, what should be done to bring some stability in the sector?
Well, first, we have to understand the problem. The problem is we don't refine Jet A1 in the country, and so we have to import it. The solution is to make sure that we have constant supply of Jet A1 at a very reasonable price. We thank God now the Dangote refinery is coming on board very soon, probably by the end of the year in September. That's what we are hearing, and I believe that will have a very good cushion effect for the airlines. But now, presently, we need the government to have what we call intervention cargo, meaning they have to import this Jet A1, and then they have to allocate this product to the marketers that will sell directly to the airlines, not to the commission agents, not to the merchants that will buy and now sell. That's the problem that we faced with before, and that's why the fuel prices increased, because there are middlemen that increase the fuel prices. So we have all these regulatory agencies. We have the Nigerian Midstream, Downstream Regulatory Authority, which can work directly with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority and make sure that this pricing are reflective of the real and very transparent, by the way, very transparent pricing, and also the allocation by NNPC are done directly to those recognized oil marketers that will definitely put the Jet A1 directly into the airlines. So the issue of the airlines, the AOA saying they want to import the Jet A1 by themselves, I think that is not going to be a solution, because then they will have to make a huge investment in importing this Jet A1, and they will have to leave their core competence of running an airline and start another industry of importing Jet A1. I don't think that is a solution. I think the solution is federal government should import, allocate to the real oil marketers, not middlemen, and also for this 9 to 10 months, and when we start refining it in the country, I believe that will definitely give us some relief.
Former Managing Director of Aero Contractors, Captain Ado Sanusi, a pleasure sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10.
Thank you for having me.